She just said, "Don't cry." All right. Okay. Wow. I don't know how you did this, Wanda, without a speech in front of you, but my firstborn, married with a house. Where did the years go? Davin, we are so proud of the man you've become. To see you here today with your wife, Erin, and a new chapter in your life, it's just so emotionally overwhelming, but so wonderful. Watching you grow up, we've seen you transition from a gullible and inquisitive little boy to a protective, organized, oh, I thought you cut me off already, responsible and loving young man. So I'm going to reminisce a little bit here. So your gullible side. Davin, at a very early age, we knew you had a soft spot for animals. When you were only a few years old, I still don't know why, but for fun, your father and I would ask you, "Where's the puppy?" And your eyes would grow big. Then you'd run off determined to find our puppy. Only we didn't have one. This continued for months. And each time your enthusiasm didn't waver. Probably didn't say much for our early parenting skills, but we thought it was pretty funny. Your inquisitive side. I recall a time when you were about 10, and we were flying home to visit my family in Quebec City, one of the many trips we'd taken. But this time, you looked at me sincerely and asked, "Do the dogs in Quebec bark in French?" And I thought, how does one answer that? You don't. You write it down and you save it for his wedding day. But I later reflected on that question and thought, what an interesting question to ask, and an interesting way of looking at things. So your protective and caring side. One moment that sticks out is an example of how you care for your siblings, especially when they are hurting. 5 years ago, when Canaan's, that's his stepbrother, his little gray and white kitten, Boo Boo, disappeared one day, you drove through town over a few days determined to find him. I remember you calling us to say that you had found him all the way across town and brought him home safely. You were so proud of yourself. When we arrived home, there in your arms was not a kitten, and definitely not Boo Boo, but a full-grown, wild-eyed cat trying to escape your arms, whose owner was probably looking for. It was, however, gray and white, so I'll give you that. But your heart and determination were sure in the right place. Boo Boo is still MIA, by the way. Your organized and responsible side. Your siblings have some big shoes to fill here. I can only hope that when they reach the age that you are now, that they are as successful, focused, and well-established like you. You've always been driven and future-focused, and you've made our lives pretty easy through your later teens. Note I didn't talk about your toddler years, that's another story. But Davin, I use the word proud. Made it this far. Davin, I used the word proud right from the start of my speech. I'll use it again and again. I have no idea what the mix of parenthood we all did that contributed to the man you've become today. But if I could bottle it and sell it, it would definitely be a bestseller. I love you.
Kris mentions that her oldest son is getting married, and people ask, well, how old is he? So we say 23. And people go, oh, that's very young to get married. Many think that when you turn 18, you're automatically an adult. I don't agree with that. I've met many people who are in their 20s and 30s and even a few in their 50s who can't function like adults. One is an adult when you can make decisions for the benefit of others before yourself. And your words and your actions are the same, and you have respect for those around you. Wanda spoke of respect. Davin, you're an adult in every area. You're a man of your word. 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 I first met you when you were 13, so I've only known you through your teenage years. I watched you get your first job pumping gas at 15, and I noticed how you were never late, and even on cold weekends pulling double shifts in winter, you never complained about your job. After your first car accident, where your car was totaled, you shook it off, called your mom, who called me, and I picked you up and dropped you up at work in time for your shift, and you weren't even late. You seem to have a long view of life, and you don't just live for the weekends. You've had discipline, and you regularly thought about your future the whole way through. You've now started the next chapter of your life with your beautiful wife, Erin, and we couldn't feel more positive. Erin, welcome to our family. I know it's hard to get a word in edgewise with me sometimes, but we're always glad when you're around. Kris and I feel that you've been such a positive and complimentary influence in Davin's life. We saw that he absolutely loved and adored you early on, and that feeling has only gotten stronger over the years. The mutual respect that we witnessed between the two of you, it's just great to see, and we look forward to continuing to spend time with you guys. There's a quote: "When children find true love, parents find true joy." So here's to your joy and ours from this day forward. We love you both. Congratulations.